Hello and welcome to MVP Hot Seat with Ibrahim Ababu. Today I'm happy to be joined by Dr.Remigius Kawala, who is the Director of Technology and Technical Services at Tanzania Atomic Energy Commission, TAEC. In 2019, Dr. Kawala was appointed as a chairperson and successfully led the team for the preparation of the roadmap for commercial nuclear technology facilities in TAEC. Welcome, Remigius. It's a great pleasure to see you again.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim. It's my pleasure meeting you today and
Thanks.
for the discussion.
Thanks to you. My first question is, kindly share with us the role of TAEC in promotion of nuclear technology and atomic energy.
Yes, Tanzania Atomic Energy Commission, abbreviated as TAEC, is the official government body responsible for two things. One side is regulations of the peaceful use of nuclear technology, and the other arm is for promotion of the nuclear technology in Tanzania. So being the two roles, now I'm heading the technical directorate dealing with the promotion of nuclear technologies, of which all applications of nuclear technology that are carried out in Tanzania have been promoted through this directorate.
I see. And you were looking to build a research reactor in Tanzania. If I'm not mistaken, you've already conducted the pre-feasibility studies some time ago. What are the latest developments? Is the project still in the pipeline?
Yes, we are still in the progress with the project. And recently we have revived the team that is responsible for the project, being the leader of that team. And actually we have two kind of projects relating to that. There is an international project which is involved with the International Atomic Energy Agency that we are participating. And recently we had a number of activities that we carried out. But secondly, we have now the internal project, of which we had revived also the feasibility study. As I told you before, we had the pre-feasibility study, and now in the 2023-2024 budget, we had a role to allocate funds to first to revisit the pre-feasibility study with my team, and again to look on the modality to go to the full feasibility study. But this will take time because we have to divide it into two fiscal year of the budgeting, and therefore we think that we are going to start this financial year, because last financial we have the plan approved, and then now implementation will start. Of course, we will start in this financial year. In Tanzania we're following. I think it's a July-June calendar year.
That's great. That's great to hear. And what is the timeline for the research reactor to be operational?
Well, we have a roadmap. In that roadmap, there are a number of projects that are in. We wanted to start all the activities in 2028-2029 fiscal budget. What does it mean? We have allocated like 4 to 5 years here, so as to have be done each and everything. And one important thing, you remember that normally with this kind of a big project, we are always in line with our national partners and international partners. Here I'm talking to the IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency. We are talking to our colleagues from the other European countries, our colleagues in AFCON and others. So what we are now trying to do is we are trying to establish, and we call it a national project. After we are done with the revisit of pre-feasibility study, and then we are going to start the feasibility study, is where we anticipate we will have a project. Because within that project, we expect to get international experts helping us to move on with this one. So this is to say that we are giving ourselves 4 to 5 years so that we are done with each and everything, so that on 28, 29 budget, we can be able to start the real thing. But that it should go with the line of the government, because we understand that now we have a big push to the government side, so that they can already take that into consideration. But in general, it's already taken by the government through the parliamentary in 2020, 2021, because we had a number of projects approved, including the other ones that are currently going on.
Interesting. And what, as you mentioned, that's part of the long-term vision. What is the long-term vision for nuclear in Tanzania? Like when I say for nuclear energy, it includes like nuclear power plants.
Oh yes, actually we have a very long project, and we are thinking that our long-term project will go for 50 years from 2029 to until 2080, 85, 90s there, where we are planning to have most of the very useful nuclear technology in place. We have started with the very big project relating to hospital use, medical use of nuclear technology. That is going well. We have done a number of things there. 5 cancer centers using the technology. We are now going to establish 4 to 5 centers, new one, in recent years, after the completion of what we call the bankable document. But now we are going to have a look on how we can invest on the nuclear technology for the power generation. But still, this is under the umbrella of the another authority. But I hope that there will be a very good news recently.
I hope so. I hope so. And recently, yes, Russia-Africa summit took place in St. Petersburg, and many African countries signed the nuclear agreement with Russia, such as Ethiopia, Burundi, and Zimbabwe. As Tanzania participated in the summit, were there any nuclear discussions? And what are the Tanzanian side conclusions from the summit regarding nuclear?
Well, unfortunately, my institution actually did not attend in physical, but what we had from the forum, as we had from the news, it's already in various newspapers that the ministers responsible for energy has already addressed some of the issues that are relating to that. But generally speaking, as the Tanzania Atomic Energy Commissions, we were not in a good position to have a critical discussion on this, because it still is not yet under our disposal. But we will look forward and check out how we can get informations and good news relating to the nuclear power application in Tanzania.
I see. And my final question is, how important would regional cooperation within East Africa be? Do you think it would be possible to have a shared nuclear power plant between 2 countries or more in the region?
Well, in my previous school of thought is we have East African cooperation, for example. By the way, we have the SADC countries. We have a corporation called SADC Tanzania, and there are also some SADC members who are not the members of the East Africa. But again, the nuclear forum in East Africa is too demanding, and it's a very huge project. Sometimes they need a very powerful political will between the 2 countries. But again, also looking the geographical position of these countries. When you are talking Rwanda, when you are talking Burundi, these are very small countries compared to the giant countries like Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya. So in sometimes we can have a common thinking on what is the best on regarding to the cooperation, but regarding to the realities and how the countries can inject money, then it might become a very big debate. I'm giving you an example. In Tanzania, we have a very big Mwalimu Nyerere hydropower project that is going to give about 2,000 plus powers of the electricity in just recent years. But that is still an hydro project. Well, we countries now, they are going to they are moving very fast to these small modular reactors. In my opinion, might not be the institutional opinion. To me, there are a number of small towns, small states, still they are suffering from the power generation, receiving power from the main grid. To me, that will be the best option. Yes, we can go to the small modular reactors. We target a small community, for example, or if that is not okay, we can have also the small power reactors and feeding the national grid so that we can increase the capacity. In that sense, I can conclude that having one very big nuclear power reactor, for example, feeding the entire East Africa, also perpetuate or increase or expand the safety and security issues, rather than if we have a small project that can, even if there is an issue of security, then it's quite easy to control a small without causing electric problem to the entire region.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you once again, Remigius, for such great enlightenment. I'm sure that the construction of a research reactor would tremendously help the country proceed further toward the establishment of a nuclear power program. I think nuclear energy could be a vector of development in the region, as in order to industrialize Africa, there must be an abundant and stable source of energy, such as nuclear. Wishing you all the best in this journey. For our viewers on YouTube, feel free to leave your comments on the box below. Stay tuned for our next episode of MVP Hot Seat.